Before we dive into today's podcast, I need you to picture this. It's 9 a.m. I'm out in the country, no bra, no shoes, tank top, flapping in the breeze. Clearly, she's auditioning for her own OnlyFans. And I'm chasing 3 dogs down the road, yelling like some unhinged backwoods Disney princess. Because apparently, breakfast today includes a very tragic possum pancake. Grounding? Haven't seen her. Zen? She blocked me. And me? I'm out here raw dogging reality before coffee with nothing but a prayer and vibes. But you know what? That kind of morning, messy, real, feral, is exactly why I sat down to record today. Because when life feels unhinged and full of noise, the truth gets real clear. Let's talk about words versus actions and why I stopped giving people the benefit of the doubt just because they sounded good. So here's the truth. I'm not bitter. I'm not jaded. I'm not sitting in a candlelit cave plotting revenge on anyone who's ever ghosted me. What I am is experienced. I've been the person who clung to sweet words like they were lifelines. I've been the girl sitting in her room, rereading texts over and over again, trying to convince herself he meant it. Oh no, she really does care. Or they're just busy. I've believed in the potential instead of the reality. And let me tell you, potential will lie to your face if you let it. I remember someone once told me, I'd never hurt you. And in the moment, it sounded like safety. But looking back, it was just noise. Because their actions, they were hurting me the whole damn time. There's this weird, manipulative magic in how people can speak to the version of you that wants to believe in them. And if you grew up learning to second guess yourself, if you were taught to give benefit of doubt, to keep the peace, you probably became fluent in that language too. I know I certainly did. I learned how to excuse behavior because they didn't mean to. I learned how to downplay patterns because they're just going through something. I learned how to abandon myself for the illusion of connection. And let me tell you what that does. It creates a gap, a dangerous, aching little space between what someone says and what they do. That's where heartbreak lives. That's where your gut screams, run, but your trauma says, stay. So I had to learn, of course not all at once, but over time, that I couldn't just listen to what someone told me. I had to watch what they showed me. Because words are easy. Words are free. Words can be rehearsed, repackaged, and recycled. But actions are honest. You can't fake consistency. You can't fake presence. You can't fake how someone handles you when you're not convenient for them anymore. These days, when someone tells me who they are, I listen, but I verify with their feet. Are they showing up consistently? Are they doing the work, not just saying the right things? And are they honest when it's uncomfortable, not just when it's performative? If the answer is no, then baby, I'm not staying to find out what chapter 2 of that heartbreak looks like. And I want to say something here for anyone who's still struggling to make peace with that. Letting go of someone who speaks beautifully but loves badly, that's not cold. That's not harsh. It's self-protection. You deserve to be with people who don't just say the right things. They live them. So now what? I watch their feet. I track their patterns. I protect my peace before someone breaks it. Because I've learned that love without integrity is just performance. And I'm no longer giving front row seats to people who can't show up for the actual show. So now let's talk about boundaries. Not the cute Pinterest quote kind. Not the ones people love to post but never practice. I mean real boundaries. The kind that keep your nervous system safe. The kind that stop you from leaking your energy into black holes. The kind that say, I choose me, even if you don't like it. People hear the word guarded and they flinch. They assume it means you're bitter or scared or punishing the next person for what the last one did. But here's the truth. I'm not out here building walls to keep love out. I'm building gates to keep chaos out. There's a difference between being closed and being careful, between being unhealed and being aware. And the people that benefit from your lack of boundaries, yeah, they're the loudest ones to say, you're mean. So here's what I've realized over and over again. I'm not here to be palatable. I'm not here to shrink into someone else's comfort zone. I've handed out access before. I've handed out my softness, my loyalty, my time, like party favors. And what did I get? I got a whole lot of people who loved the idea of me, who wanted my light, but not my shadow, who said, you're so strong, until I'm the one that needed the support. And then suddenly, I was too much. So I stopped. Not loving, not caring, not hoping. I stopped chasing people who only showed up when it served them. I stopped twisting myself into a version that would make others stay. I stopped ignoring my intuition just because someone knew how to apologize without ever changing. And listen, this is important. You can be a loving person with firm boundaries. You can be warm and still have edges. You can be soft and still say, no, not like that, not anymore. I will love you, fiercely, with real presence, honest words, and devotion that doesn't flinch when things get hard. But I will not beg. I will not barter with my worth. I will not ignore the patterns just because the potential looks cute in low light. And no, I don't want to spend my time deciphering mixed signals or reading between the lines like I'm solving a breakup theme Sudoku puzzle. I want clarity. I want consistency. I want behavior that matches the energy. Because at the end of the day, I don't want someone to tell me they care. I want them to live like it. That's not asking too much. That's asking for alignment. And if someone can't meet me there, I'm not mad. I'm just not available to them. My peace is too precious. My body has learned what it feels like to be anxious around inconsistency, and she deserves better now. So, no, I'm not cold. I'm sacred. I'm intentional. I'm choosing partners, friends, collaborators, and energy exchanges that feel safe and steady. Because anything less than that, I don't call it love anymore. I call it self-abandonment. And I've walked that road enough to know that it never leads home. All right, so let's slow this down for a moment. Let's take this from theory to something real. If you've been listening and thinking, God, that's me. If you've been nodding, crying, clutching your invisible pearls, or just quietly spiraling into the memory of every time that someone talked a good game but couldn't back it up, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not bitter. You're awake. You've been through some things, and you've seen what happens when you give too much too soon. You've watched people say the right things while doing the very things that made your nervous system scream. You've spent time wondering, am I asking for too much? Should I just trust more? Maybe I need to lower the bar. No. The answer is no. You don't need to be more trusting. You need to be in spaces where trust is earned, naturally, respectfully, over time. You need relationships, friendships, community, where actions whisper louder than any sweet talk ever could. And let me say this as someone who has been there. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your need for consistency is not a burden. Your standards are not a prison. They are a protection spell. You've learned from every time you let your guard down and got burned. You've adapted. You've built boundaries, not to keep love out, but to keep you intact. And I know it's easy to look around and feel like everyone else is doing easy relationships, just vibing and trusting and soft launching their boo on social media like it's nothing. But babe, we don't know what's behind those screens. We don't know how much they're shrinking to keep that peace. And you're not here for that kind of love. You're not here to shrink. You're here to rise. So if you are the kind of person who feels like no one's ever stayed, or that you always have to tone yourself down to be lovable, or that people keep calling you too much just because you crave clarity and care, you're not wrong for wanting more. You're just in the wrong rooms. Let's change that. Let's stop making excuses for behavior that chips away at our wholeness. Let's stop saying they didn't mean it when we know that they did. Because you, my dear, are not here to be someone's maybe. You are not a pit stop. You are not an emotional rehab center. You're not a lesson someone was supposed to learn after they left you. You are a full, radiant being worthy of care, safety, and presence. The kind of love you want, the kind of friendship, partnership, tribe, it exists. But you only find it when you stop settling for people who sound good and start choosing people who act right. And if you're still healing from the last time you chose wrong, I'm right here with you. You're not alone in this, and you never were. All right, so take a deep breath and let's pull it inward. Here's the journal prompts for today. When was the last time that someone's actions revealed more truth than their words? How did you respond? And how did that response reflect your self-worth? And we have a bonus prompt today. What does it look like behaviorally for someone to earn your trust again? What actions would make you feel safe, consistent, and valued? And hey, if that question makes you squirm a little, that's shadow work. Let it guide you. So keep in mind, you don't owe anyone your softness just because they ask nicely. You don't owe anyone your peace just because they said the right things. And you don't owe anyone access if they've shown and not told you that they don't deserve it. You can be kind and still say no. You can be healing and still have boundaries. You can be warm and still walk away. This has been your Wednesday Shadow Work Spark, your reminder that you're not too much, that you're just not for the lazy. If this episode hit, here's how you can keep the magic flowing. Leave a review. It seriously helps. Share it with someone who needs to stop trusting pretty words. Drop a comment and just say, damn, that hit. And if you want to support the pod, grab me a coffee or help me buy a chair my spine won't sue me over at coffee.com/shadow and sass. New episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until next time, stay grounded, stay guarded, and stay glorious.